Dear students, we are coming to this episode of our basic science classroom. See this? Can you identify this? Just to think about, observe it. Can you? Yes, one of you are saying no. Jackfruit. What is this? Is this a matured jackfruit? Come to the explanation of this answer. Okay. Look at this. What is this? It is a section of jackfruit or the cutting of a jackfruit. And some portions we can see here now. One center portion here, and around that center portion we can see some sweet portions that we can eat and some seed portion also. Okay. See this. What fruit is this? Breadfruit, no. Full breadfruit here, and its section or cutting is also here. Okay. Now come to this fruit. What is this? Yes, you are right. Pineapple. Very sweet fruit, no? Here we can see this fruit is growing up. Here full fruit, and this is a section of this fruit, pineapple. And once again we can see these three pictures. First of all, our jackfruit. Second picture, breadfruit. And third one, pineapple. Can you now say what type of fruit is this? Last class we have learned simple fruit and aggregate fruit. What type of fruit is this? Can you name it? Can you name that? Just to think about that. See, in the case of this jackfruit, this is formed from a number of small flowers. Okay. And it is covered with a common envelope. It is covered with an envelope. Inside this envelope, a number of flowers turn into fruit, and they are covered with an envelope. And this type of fruit is called multiple fruit. So the third type of fruit we are learning, multiple fruit. The last class we have learned simple fruit, aggregate fruit, and in this class we are learning about this multiple fruit. Okay, and jackfruit in the case of breadfruit, in the case of this pineapple, we can see these three are multiple fruits. Okay. We call this as a multiple fruit because a number of fruits are covered with a common covering. That's the reason why we call this fruit as a multiple fruit. Okay. Now see this. Here we can see one pictorial representation of this fruit. Can you name this fruit? Very sweet fruit. We would have eaten it occasionally. Yes, you are right. Apple. Its pictorial representation is given here. See this. Which portion of this flower turns into fruit? Apple fruit. Which portion of the flower becomes fruit of apple? From this picture, can you say? See, this is the petal. This is androecium, this is gynoecium, and this is its seed and ovary portion. But around this portion, one more portion we can see now, and this is sepal. Now can you say which portion of apple becomes fruit of apple? See this once again. See these pictures. Same thing. Here the flower of apple here, and this is the fruit of apple. And the portions we can see come to this seed portion. Means ovule becomes seed now. Here also we can see the seed. And the portion seen around that is thalamus. Okay. And can we see thalamus here? Can we see thalamus here? And where is this portion, ovary portion? Here. Ovule portion we can see as seed here. What happens to this ovary portion? We can see that ovary portion here. But this edible portion of this apple is nothing but it's the thalamus itself. See, this thalamus portion, this bulged portion becomes fleshy in nature and turns into fruit. Is this the correct transformation of this flower part? I mean, in the case of a fruit formation, ovary becomes the fruit of the flower. Okay, or fruit from the flower. But in the case of apple, the thalamus turns into fruit. So we can call this type of fruit as, can you name that fruit? Can you name that fruit? This is not a true fruit. So we can say it as a false fruit. We can say it as a false fruit. It's not true way of fruit formation. So we can call it as false fruit. Okay, right. So this apple fruit once again. Right. Now come to this fruit. What is this? Very familiar picture, no? 4 sections here. First one flower, now second portion, third portion, fourth picture. Same. Which type of fruit formation is happening here? And what is this? Cashew, no? Very familiar and very sweet seed, cashew. Okay, in the first picture we can see the flower of the cashew. Second picture, the slight formation of the seed. And in the Third picture we can see the edible sweet portion. Fourth picture, the actual fruit. And in the case of this fruit, what is happening here? What portion becomes this fruit-like portion? What portion of flower becomes fruit? Can you say? What portion is that? Thalamus or any other portion? In the case of apple, we have seen thalamus becomes fruit of the plant. But in the case of this cashew, which portion? Pedicel portion. Pedicel portion becomes fruit of the plant. So, what type of fruit is this? True or false fruit? Yes, you are right. False fruit. Because it forms from the pedicel. That's the reason why we call it as a false fruit. Yes. Then can you define false fruit? What are called false fruits? In some plants, parts like the pedicel, thalamus, etc. develop into fruit-like structures. These are called false fruits. Now, have you seen this pure fruit? What type of fruit? True or false fruit? Yes, you are right. False fruit, because it's like our apple. Okay. Now, what about cashew apple? Is it a true fruit or false fruit? Yes, right. False fruit. So, apple and cashew apple and pure fruit, etc. are examples of false fruit. One worksheet we have to complete. See this. Some pictures are given here, no? And you have to complete the blank portions. See, first fruit. But we have to write what type of fruit is this. Then, why it's called so. And examples of such fruits. Okay. Next, it's given here one portion. This is an example of aggregate fruit. Here we have to define aggregate fruit. Here we have to write the example. Now our jackfruit, we have to write type of fruit, definition of that particular fruit, examples. And in the fourth, it's given here what type of fruit. We have to write definition and more examples we have to write here. Okay. Now another important task for you in this class. See, it's English version concept map. This is one of the tools of science learning, concept map. See this picture clearly. Flower is the concept. We have to add more ideas to the main concept. Flower is the main concept of this concept map. And from this flower, we can develop this map as possible as we can. We can add all the scientific concepts related to flower in this concept map, and we can develop this. Some are given for you. See, flower. Here it's given pedicel and its function also written here. And another part of flower is written here, corolla, and its function is also written here. These parts also given to you. Okay. And certain portions we have to complete here. Try to complete these portions as you can. Otherwise, we will discuss this in detail in the next class. Okay. So, this is the concept map related to the major idea flower. Concept map of flower. And we have to complete this concept map by adding all the important ideas related to this particular major idea. Clear? Here also you have to complete. Okay. Flower and its parts and the functions of floral parts. This concept map shows all these ideas.